just to come to the point that Sanjay made, where he goes, how Muslims are ruling all over the world. I'd like to say, we're not Dr. Evil, how we're going to rule over the world, and you just stand there and watch.
Sanjay has called in from Leicester. Good morning, Sanjay.
Good morning, mate. You all right? I'm
good. Do you think there'll ever be an agreement?
No, there will never be an agreement. Well, the thing is, in 94 or 47, when it was split, they had Pakistan, and the thing is, they took Kashmir. Now, the thing is, the thing with Muslims is they want to take over land, and we can never give them Kashmir, because if we give them Kashmir, then they'll want to take over Punjab next. If Muslims
wait a minute. Punjab is not a majority Muslim state, whereas Kashmir is.
Yeah, but they'll start multiplying then. They'll take over. That's just how they are. It's just what it is. If you look around the 1400 years...
Hindus have babies too, lots of them.
Yeah, but we've only got one country, Mr. Nihal. The Muslims have got 60 countries. How do you figure that in 1400 years?
Yeah, but a Pakistani has got about as much in common with a Yemeni as you have with a Hungarian, probably. Just because it's a Muslim country, there's lots of different cultures and different languages and...
Yeah. Well, the problem there is, Nihal, India are just fighting for survival in Kashmir. Muslims want to dominate it. They want to take land over. So there's a big...
But wait a minute. But you say they want to dominate it, but it is a predominantly Muslim state, Sanjay.
It doesn't matter, because it was never originally a Muslim state. It was always Hindus living there. So this is what I'm saying.
But there'd always been a majority. It was a Hindu Maharaja. You're absolutely right. Yeah. But it was. Yeah. It's always been, to the best of my knowledge, a majority Muslim area. Do
you know what, Nihal? You are answering my questions that I always keep talking about the UK. The same thing. When Muslims multiply and become majority in the UK, they'll ask for this as a Muslim country. Then you get it. This is exactly their plan. This is exactly what I've been saying from the start. They just want to take over the world.
Right. I haven't come across that myself amongst my own Muslim friends, but...
I mean, they always act like that, like they're soft, but deep down inside, even the moderate Muslim is very extreme, yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Sanjay, your attitude sounds extreme. I mean, you yourself have called in this show before and said that you're Islamophobic.
Yes, I'm a Hindu extremist, but the problem with me is I always respect other faiths except for Islam, and I always respect people.
Well, then you don't. You can't say wait a minute. You can't say I respect other faiths apart from. You either respect other faiths or you don't. I mean, there's no I'm a vegetarian apart from when I eat meat all the time. I mean, that's a ridiculous thing to say, isn't it? You don't respect other faiths.
How can it be? Because no other religion is taking over the land all over the world. Only Muslims are. So how can you say this, Mr. Nihal?
Muslims are under attack in Burma, in Sri Lanka. They've been victims of attack, and they're not in the majority there. So it's not it's not two ways. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, I believe, there were Christian gangs hunting Muslims.
Yeah, but the problem is in Burma. The problem is Muslims are causing problems.
Okay, well, that's
Can I just this Krishna Ban here?
Yes,
Can I
Krishna.
just mention something? We have minority Muslims living in India very peacefully.
Yes.
With majority Hindus. Well, so it is possible. This can happen. We don't have to be extremist about this. We can have Hindus and Muslims living in peace side by side.
So, Sanjay, why don't you agree in allowing the people of Kashmir to have a referendum in Jammu and Kashmir?
The problem, it can never become a Muslim state. Another reason is 70% of the water supply is coming from Kashmir to India. That's what I read. So they can never give away Kashmir. That's impossible. That's never going to happen.
Okay. And also referendum is not an option now, because the minority population of Hindus have been thrown out of that place.
But Krishna, but Hindus have... yes, you can, Mohammed. 1 second, my friend. Krishna, but... Hindus have always been a minority, haven't they? Even in Maharaja Hari Singh's time.
Yeah, is it all right if I just say one last thing, please?
Let me bring Mohammed in first, and then I'll bring you back in. Mohammed.
You know what? I completely accept the fact that even though I'm from the Pakistani side, and if I had an opportunity, my options, I would have to decide if I want to be with an economically strong, yet in some cases belligerent country. Would I want to live under a regime of Hindu nationalists and extremists like your other interlocutor that you had on at the moment, who just spout hatred? And there are obviously challenges with Pakistan, but it should not be up to the Indians whether it is for resources or for anything else to say, well, we can't let go of it because our water comes from there. We are not of either India or Pakistan to just produce water or any other resources and let them just occupy us for that sake.
Krishna.
Well, you see, first of all, I would like to say that when this Muhammad says that they have to protect the heritage, the people in minority, that hasn't happened. In the last 25 years, we have lost our heritage, we have lost millions of lives, we have Indian Hindu women have been raped, a lot of people, old people have died of shock.
It's
Some have been killed.
The Indian Army has a systematic...
Okay, Mohammed, let Krishna finish. Sanjay, wait. Krishna, go on.
And we have lost property, we have lost everything. Hindus were the original inhabitants of Kashmir. We lived in that little valley. We lost the heritage, we lost the roots. My children have lost the roots, I have lost my roots. I have lost my entire childhood because I can't go back and just live in the same way in the valley in Kashmir as I did before while I grew up.
Well, this, I suppose, go on, Sanjay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree with Krishna. And another thing I want to say is Muslims living in Kashmir, in a Hindu Kashmir, would feel more safer in an Indian Kashmir than they would in the Muslim Kashmir.
Founding fathers of India, I mean, Nehru wanted it very clearly to be a secular state. Are you saying that Nehru was wrong?
I don't like Nehru and I don't like Gandhi. I'm not a fan of them Muppets at all. I'm completely anti them, that's for sure, because they caused nothing but pain in India. They wanted peace between Muslims and Hindus when Muslims didn't even want peace.
Okay, Sanjay, thank you for that. Let's speak to Dinesh, who's in Oxford. Dinesh, good morning.
Morning, Neil. I was just going to say that Pakistan has got no authority over Kashmir.
Jatinder on Facebook says, no chance. If Pakistan doesn't do anything about the terrorism to keep the dispute going and the propaganda on their state-run media. Ghazala says, if the Americans and the Brits are involved, there won't be an agreement. On a resolution on Kashmir, someone else on our Facebook group said, never. Today they asked for Kashmir, tomorrow they would ask for Punjab, then Northeast. There must be a peace between India, Pakistan, but no friendship. Fatima, good morning.
Morning.
What do you think?
Just to come to the point that Sanjay made, where he goes, how Muslims are ruling all over the world. I'd like to say, we're not Dr. Evil, how we're going to rule over the world and you just stand there and watch. But coming to the point of India and Kashmir,
I guess his perception is that wherever in majority Muslim states, wherever there are religious minorities, as we've just seen with the Afghan Sikhs coming from Afghanistan, the religious minorities don't do very well. That was his point. He obviously said and he described himself as a Hindu extremist. So, I mean, we all know where he's coming from.
Yeah, but his views were disgusting. But going back to the Pakistan and Kashmir thing.
Hira, please take your time. What do you want to say?
I just, some of the callers I've heard over here, they're coming around and saying, it's fine, India should take over Jammu and Kashmir. Why? What world people live in? Ground realities are completely different from what you and I know here. So saying that, Jammu and Kashmir should go under India is not fair. What do the people of that country want?
Is it the case, though, that it's had to be like that, Hira, because of the insurgency, because of Pakistan's state-sponsored terrorism, as they're accused of?